A full
Awesome.
day of IndieX, and we still managed to save an awesome game for the last stream of the day. Uh, here with me, I have the game Evil Wizard, which is a game that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy. And together with me is Diego and Gonzalo. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, we're great. Everything is going smooth. We have the viewers are really engaged with the stream so far, and as I'm pretty sure they'll be with this last stream of the day. What can you tell us about the company? I love the name already, but I think there might be more interesting details behind it.
Yeah, the story actually is long story short, our third partner actually is not here right now. His name is Ruben. Usually put rubber ducks as Easter eggs on his art, and so we thought it was a good way around it. That has a long history of doing that with rubber ducks, and he liked the name. We didn't really have any other name to put, and so it was like an instant choice for us. It's a kind of a peculiar, but there are other like rubber duck similar names around. So I think it's like a I don't know acquired taste, I believe, globally. Yeah,
Actually, it kind of goes well with the organization of IndieX. A lot of us write video game reviews for a website which is called Rubber Chicken. So we're kind
yeah,
of pairing up on the theme here, just a different bird.
yeah,
Um,
right.
do you a random thought? The rubber duck is also a concept in programming where you are trying to explain your code to a rubber duck, right? Do you do that a lot in your
Yeah.
company?
Well, yeah, I'm one of the programmers, and, to yeah to do that and to it's actually super simple, but it's super helpful. It's incredibly helpful how you can just get stuck and just by talking to yourself or to a lamp or a rubber duck. In the have a rubber duck around here. Now that I think about it, but I
Yeah.
do have this. Yeah, this guy over here.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it's yeah, it's an evil wizard pop custom pop that I
It's so awesome.
yeah yeah it was a gift from my wife. Um, so I yeah I use that technique a lot. It's super useful.
So that pop figure already knows half of the code base for the game by now.
Yeah, yeah, he comes up with great ideas.
So let's dive a bit into the game while we keep the conversation. Uh, did is Evil Wizard? I'll start a new run. Did the Evil Wizard start the company, or did the company start Evil Wizard?
Well, no, Evil Wizard started the company for sure. We got together. Actually, it's a funny story. Banky and I were students of Ruben, our third partner, and he was our art teacher. And that was back in 2016, 2017. And in 2020, we got together to do a demo that I had started a few years back. And after some trial and error, we got to a pretty good, solid publisher pitch, and we got some publishers interested, and we had to form a company to receive funding and all that nice stuff. So we started the Rubber Duck Games after Evil Wizard for sure.
So where did the idea for Evil Wizard come from? You got tired of seeing all the evil guys get butchered over and over without any way
Right?
of coming back?
Yeah. Someone had to do something about that. And so we took the Evil Wizard. To start from there, it was a concept that started from actually playing Hyper Light Drifter. I'm pretty sure most people will see the resemblance of an action 3D top-down view with like fast combat and level design, the backtracks and stuff like that. And so the setting was super important to be unique. And we never played a game where you were like this kind of mixed with Deadpool and anti-hero, but also a villain. So we thought it would be good to give it a twist and put it as a former professional boss, final boss of video games, and it just like rolled from there. A lot of ideas came from them. That small setting, it's incredibly helpful to have a strong setting from the beginning, at least for us.
So, did you first thought of the setting like we're going to be this evil wizard, we're going to work backwards to get back our stuff, or you already had the prototype and the kind of mechanics and the feel that you wanted to get, and then put the setting into that?
Right. No, no. The idea was like on day one, the entire setting came out like just as how you see it right now. An evil wizard that was taken by, that was captured and blah blah blah, and so that setting could be whatever, right? First person shooter, I don't know. And so I tried to put a top down perspective because it was easy to program, 2D and elements and kind of like a skill gate component there, like a Zelda style of game. And after that, that was like the initial thought. But then with Banky, we actually got a lot of ideas based of that. It's like a seed that spreads like a tree, right? And there are huge ideas and well, he actually made the combat design look like heroes, and the art design was still like trying to get that idea going forward, because it's not that easy to make like quests and side quests um, for evil
The
protagonists, because
characters.
you
Yeah.
generally in an action RPG you help people, right? You go to a village, you
Exactly.
help someone, and this is not in character for him, so he kind of like helps himself, and so yeah, that was kind of a very very difficult thing to do. But yeah, the setting. I don't know if I answered your question correctly, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
yeah, it got started
the
like from there. Yeah.
yeah, the when you get a solid idea, a solid theme, and a solid direction from the start, it makes it a lot easier to glue everything together. There are some developers who do it the other way. They find some very niche mechanic or some groundbreaking gameplay mechanism, and then they try to push a theme into that. Both are valid design choices, but
Right.
you can definitely tell which one led to which one in this game at least. I was just
Yeah.
fighting Sir Tutorial a lot, which is a big Taylor Swift fan. Uh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the first cinematic of the game. This one, this joke, and this cinematic was the first one to be implemented in the game actually. And I tested. I believe Banky, you remember receiving the first ever demo, and this was in here and a later one as well. And that was about it when you came in.
Yeah,
I think.
actually,
Yeah.
there were two different enemies also,
Yeah.
and we made an easier to manage enemies for the first battles, so the player can get used to the combat more easily. Because there were a ranged enemy that was throwing arrows and the other one that jumps to you, and we thought maybe this is too much for a for a first encounter.
Hmm. Yeah. Exactly. It was unbalanced for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
but at least you got a good first impression that you managed to convince him to join the team instantly. So
Yeah.
that
Well.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
these guys have like the longest attack animation I ever seen in the history of video games.
Yeah.
And
Are
I
you
still
playing it?
manage to get hit.
Well, not that slow, huh? Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned the team is comprised of three elements, right?
The team, yeah.
So
It.
are all of you the
Oh,
different from different areas? You said you were students of the third element.
Ruben. Yeah.
Yes. Are you all
Yeah.
from art department?
No, no. Actually, I'm a programmer. Ruben is an artist, and Banky is wearer of many hats. But yeah, mainly, what would you call yourself?
Yeah, I am the producer
A
of.
producer. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. But also game design and.
You just found
Oof.
out
Yeah.
the role of one third of your company.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty typical for us to do many jobs.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like you are the CEO, but also the driver. The guy that cleans the toilet. Yeah.
So the game is focused a lot on the elements and having you can go to different elements like electricity or fire and just add them to your spell slots. What can you tell us more about that? What drove this mechanic to be one of the main elements of the game?
Banky.
Well, uh, mainly is because the wizards are it's the kind of power that you expect to a wizard to use, right? So we started with the fireballs because we know there's a spell that everybody knows, but then we began to extend the kind of spells. Like we even invented an element that is not in the demo, but in the game there is an element that doesn't exist at all, and we have a couple more, and we even um, we even made the decision to mix the elements so you can create new spells. That's something that is not in the demo also.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's many spells. I think we have like 15 if I recall correctly, but you can depending on the elements you observe from the environment, you can create new spells mixing both elements.
Oh wow. So 15 completely different spells is a lot to manage. Do they all have their unique purpose and do they all unlock different areas of gameplay, or some of them might be more just your personal preference might be this or that?
Yeah, you need to use specific elements to advance in the game, and sometimes you will need to use one specific element, and we use that many times to like guide the player to fight in a certain way and don't get used to a unique way of playing the game. So then maybe we close an area that needs to be unlocked by fire, and you have to use fire in that fight with enemies that maybe are strong against that element.
So it creates a lot of different possibilities for the puzzle design, right? You can
Yeah,
remove certain
that's
elements to make some parts more difficult.
yeah. We have we have puzzles that you need use more than one element to complete it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm finally seeing my castle.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the cool idea of use that you see in some stories and in some games where usually you start super overpowered and then the story happens and you get rid
Hmm.
of your powers, but here you don't get the chance to feel the overpowered character yet. Did that cross your mind to do, or it was always let's start with the basics?
Hmm, that thing that you're referring to, it's called abilities, and it's super. I love that when games do that, because they tease you about the abilities,
Exactly.
and you kind of like want to keep playing, and suddenly you're like stripped of your powers, and feels like okay, I wanna go back. It's like an extra motivation. But in this case, it maybe because of my inexperience about making games. I just started from the beginning and try to wing it basically. And by the time that we had a publisher interested and Banky started with the production, we already had the tutorial integrated in the game. So changing that was going to be, it was going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
So we just, yeah, kept rolling with what we got. And
Yeah,
yeah.
I even had sometime the crazy idea to start playing as the hero. Then you
Mm.
defeat the evil wizard, and then you start playing with the evil wizard. But it was crazy amount of work, so we discarded it.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
that was gonna be great, actually. Yeah,
So I pressed E very slowly, but I still didn't manage to be slow enough.
not slowly enough. Yeah.
But
Happens to everyone.
yeah, what you just mentioned, I think, kind of encompasses a lot of what indie development is. We just winged it, we figured it out along the way. What do you think were the biggest struggles or the biggest challenges that you hadn't foreseen when you started the channel?
Well, for me personally, the first one was the AI. That was crazy, complicated. So I just gave it the AI to Banky. I just asked for help and like, you handle this. I don't have the I don't know, the brain power to do that. I think that was the most complicated programming wise. Then after that, the game was fairly simple, I guess, to make. I don't know if I'm forgetting something, Banky, maybe.
Yeah, no. Regarding design, maybe one of the things that was a challenge was, like you said before, introducing quests for the character.
Oh
We
yeah,
finally
that for sure.
find a way to do it, but at the beginning we had no idea how this guy can help, or where he can have where he can obtain motivation to do something for other people, and that was a challenge. And another challenge I can recall is the one about um, how to choose when you have two elements at the same time, and you want to uh, pick up another one, and you have to use the input to know where you want to keep that element. We had several iterations of that mechanic when you get close to an element source and you obtain that element. But finally, it's pressing two buttons.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
the final version, from what I play, is
Yeah,
very intuitive to switch and to not forget what element you have because
yeah.
it's super fast and intuitive.
We changed that so many times.
yeah. You're right.
Then yeah,
Yeah, you had to hold it for a minute after, yeah, some time, and after a couple of iterations, and then we finally got back to this one. Either holding it was too slow, and created problems about like releasing it too early and casting power, because we also had mana before. Now the
yeah,
game, yeah, has a cooldown system that fixed a lot of problems, and we changed it super late in the development cycle. It was kind of like a crazy idea, but super important too. Um,
The
yeah,
game, it was like the reverse. Sometimes there's the onion that you're building, but you already started with the onion. You just took some layers out to make to get
yeah,
yeah,
to the good part.
yeah. Because the main problem there was that the sword, and this is why how Hyperlight Drifter got like a very incidental point of view in the design. You had to gain mana by using your sword, and in Hyperlight Drifter it works great because it's an action RPG that uses sword primarily. But in this case, you were a wizard uh, fighting with melee primarily, and it wasn't doing like much sense. So we stripped the mana away. We were trying to do that for a long time, but always thought like, oh, it was like a crazy idea. It was too much work, and it ended up, I don't know, being costing like 2 days to do so. And yeah, it fixed a lot of problems now. Magic is the primary source of combat,
yeah.
and it makes sense
And
narratively.
the main issue there was that maybe you need to unlock, like, I don't know, melt an ice wall, and you have fire, but you don't have mana, and
Yeah,
maybe you get stuck in that kind of situation.
Yeah,
yeah,
either you put players into a situation where they have to wait for the mana to regen,
Yeah,
or they just choose the one that's more mana effective instead of trying the whole arsenal. So like this
yeah,
way, I think you can be in a fight. You can quickly go to the torch, change to fire, throw a couple of fireballs, go to the electricity, and just
yeah,
change it.
exactly. Yeah, and also we
I
had a
think I'm gonna be lousy and just light the torches
hmm,
because I'm a
the
wizard.
exactly. You can do that. There you go. This is one example where traces of the old design are still here. That dummy is you get locked in here, and if you have no mana, you need something to hit. And
Oh, I
and
got
this
it.
is here because maybe you got like no mana, so you needed to recharge to solve this puzzle. That's what Banky was talking about before. Um, yeah, this one just stays here. But oh, and fun fact, that is dialing evil if you put it on a keyboard
Oh,
on
okay.
the cell phone. Yeah,
Oh, this is very old school, and I'm
yeah,
pretty sure I know where that QR code is going to lead me, and it's a YouTube, right?
yeah, exactly.
I'll leave the screen here for a couple of seconds, if the viewers want to check. It goes to the soundtrack music of the game, which you mentioned is from an artist in Norway.
Yeah, we actually he was the first one to join the project. His name is Hakan Davidson, and I think I butchered his name. I think he's like Håkon Davidson, something like that.
Davidson.
But yeah, he's a phenomenal guy, and he saw a post, the first ever post of Evil Wizard on Reddit, and he just wanted to join. Loved the pixel art. It was completely different to this one. Um, this is after Ruben came in and just rebumped the entire game. Um, and yeah, he joined. He just started doing samples and quickly made like amazing tracks that we just fell in love with, and it was a no-brainer. We had to have him. He's super cool to work with as well.
Which is awesome when people get already are passionate about the project before you even contacted them. So you
Yeah,
know they're there because they really believe in it.
yeah, exactly. That was the case for with Håkon for sure.
So you have
And the
the
boys,
go ahead.
yeah, no, sorry, I cut you off there. But the voice you're hearing is from Reese Richard, that the guy's the voice actor, and he's phenomenal as well. Since we were talking about the sound and music, and we also he's also a writer and and an editor, and he contacted us via Discord as well. And as we heard his voice, we were on a meeting with Ruben, and we said like, hey, this is the evil wizard. Like, we gotta have this guy. And we were not going to have voice acting for evil wizard because it was going to be too expensive. So we just had to cut a deal with him and then bring him in. I think it's just fantastic the work he's done. We have a lot of barks in the game. I'm pretty sure not all of them are here, right, Bunky?
No, no, we
No.
actually
Yeah.
If I
there are a lot more.
Yeah, if I actually pressed the correct button, would I get the upgrade, or I am forced to break that upgrade wheel?
Oh, no, no, you'll never have anything there. That's the joke of it,
Yeah.
and
But it
yeah,
could be a fun Easter egg. You are actually having the right input for people that are replaying the game.
yeah. We should take a note about that. Huh. Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
so from the initial vision, you said on day one you already had a theme, you already knew what you were going to develop. Maybe a half a year or something in, you funneled all the creativity and you said this is what we want to do. uh,
Hmm.
Going fast forward up to now, how different or how similar is Evil Wizard compared to the initial
Well, it's
vision?
actually, yeah, it's similar and different at the same time. The setting obviously is the same. The story pretty much was non-existent. We had to do that from scratch. And I was looking because it's very easy to forget. But I was looking at some notes that we had from the early days, and we changed a lot of things from the main path. There was like what boss you have at the beginning and what elements you get. And I believe, Banky, you were the one that changed the beginning of it, right? After the dungeon, after this part. 'Cause it, you're gonna get an element now that comes from the first boss actually in the game. This is something that we changed here in the demo that
Yep.
opens up environments much easier for to explore for the player. And that was the biggest change. And the one thing that is super different from the early beginning is the final boss. We can't talk much about that, but it was Banky's idea actually, and you got it like randomly.
Yeah, that's right. We needed like a mind blowing ending, and we one day I came up with a crazy idea that I can't spoil it, but you need to finish the game and know what I'm talking about. I think it will not disappoint you.
Yeah, yeah,
So now I get the ice. Why did he have drinks below it? Were they cooling for for some
yeah.
party?
Yeah, exactly. Again, that is something that on the first cinematic that that guy comes out, he's it's like in a party or there some of the heroes celebrating and having drinks, and this guy is cooling them down and actually picking him to get ice for him for the drinks. Yeah.
That's a cool deal. So I imagine you all had a lot of fun thinking about the those Easter eggs, those fun quips, those fourth wall breaks, even the ducks being homages or nods to other games. Did you just have a document where you put all the crazy ideas in, or you had some brainstorming sessions to just drop them out at the same time?
Uh, well, no, the first one actually is exactly what we did. Banky had a document, and we just started putting a ton of the DAX there and ideas. And Ruben is like it's super fast at drawing illustrations. It's incredible. So we could iterate super easily. Um, that guy can draw like 10 of these DAX in a day, something like that.
What?
He's like, and yeah, he starts and not like a sketch. I'm talking about like the final product. He's like printing them. We call him the human printer because yeah, he's crazy good at doing. Oh, and all of these environments were done by him. The animations were done by Pablo Perez. That is the animator actually of the game.
Uh,
But yeah,
uh,
we took yeah.
it's amazing. Like it makes you want to actually, because some games do the hidden collectibles thing in very different ways, but I don't actually care about the collecting the item itself, but I'm really curious about finding which is the next one that's going to be about. I want this one was about God of
Right.
War, the other one was about Persona, so I don't care about the number increasing, but the curiosity of seeing how did you duckify the next one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we have a lot.
and the DAX are not only collectibles. In the demo, they are only collectibles, but in the game, you have another rewards for obtaining DAX. And if you
Mm.
complete all the collection, you have an achievement, and also you have a special reward. So there's more to it.
Ducker alive. How
Yeah.
many? So you can build 10 ducks a day. So how many ducks? I don't know the exact number, but roughly how many ducks are there
Mm.
in Evil Wizard?
Close
Uh,
to 40.
40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Close
So
to 40.
so I spent 4 days drawing ducks.
I wish. No, no. Coming up with the ideas was kind of hard actually, and he gets bored maybe with an environment, so he just draws something attack, and we're just iterating and adding stuff like that. Also, because he's the one that made all the UI images as well, all the tutorials. Like there's a crazy amount of 2D art outside of the game of the pixel art because all the UI is not pixel art, and and yeah, there was a ton of work as well. I'm sure if he was here, that that was the part that was I think most amount of work on the final stretch for sure.
Oh, I dropped the ice guy, so I need to go back to his body, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can get ice from there. You don't have ice in either slot. I can't see the UI from here.
I kind of did some poor planning.
Oh, there you go. Okay, well you just show the backtracking
Yeah,
of the game a little bit. Yeah,
yeah, it's
that's a feature. Yeah,
it extends the longevity a bit. Talking
yeah.
about that, how long usually is Evil Wizard?
I think we're clocking it in around 12 to 15 hours, Banky, something like that.
If you only do the main path, maybe between 10 and 12 hours. But if you want to do everything that is to do in the game, oof, that maybe can go to, I don't know, 17 or 20.
Yeah,
It depends on your ability.
Oh, that
yeah.
is a lot of content. Is the price point for the game?
Touchy
It's
subject.
not confirmed. Yeah,
It's still
Yeah,
not confirmed.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's still not confirmed.
not confirmed though. Yeah, we were just
But
having
will
a
will
few
be will
discussions.
be around most of indie games
Oh
okay.
yeah, for sure.
nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
going
going
to
to be
be
an expensive
not going to
indie
be
game. No,
300 euros. Okay,
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
nice. But for 17 hours of content, or even if you just go for the main story, I think it's a very good amount of content for an indie game, uh, delivered by a
Yeah,
three-person team, which is amazing.
we believed we were aiming at around 10, from 8 to 10, and we were just overboard with content towards the end because, well, one of the things that happens in video games is as you get towards the end, you get very comfortable with the editor and the framework, so adding an extra level here or an extra boss is not that much work. So we just try to push ourselves to the maximum capacity to
Yeah,
squeeze as much amount of
the,
content
the,
as
the,
possible.
the original the original idea was to have only 5 bosses that are the ones in the intro of the game,
Hmm.
and then we started to create more optional bosses, and we are now I think around 15 bosses in the game,
Yeah.
or more.
15,
But
that's a lot
yeah,
of bosses.
around that.
Mm.
This is one of them.
Did any of the bosses come from, like, you had a random idea, you drew it, and then you figured out where to put him? Like, oh, I
Uh,
really would like to have this guy in a trench coat, totally pretending to be a not a monster.
Actually, this guy, we needed some kind of monster to create because we had the cell earlier in the game that was broken. And actually, this guy started as I'm a One Piece fan, as you can see here, and
Oh
I
no!
believe we could have some kind of rubber monster, and I said that to the animator, and he started to make concept and that stuff, and we came to this idea of a kind of mixture of Monkey D. Luffy and Zack from League of Legends.
Oh, now I
Yeah,
can see it.
yeah.
I'm for sure not going to beat this guy on the first try.
oh, I don't know.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, you're doing a great job though.
But is there any
Yeah.
special trick to, like the other one was very weak to fire?
You know
Yeah.
the element that is strong against this enemy is not in the demo.
Oh, okay, thank you. Very helpful.
But I always beat him with ice. This strategy that you're doing is, it's the one I prefer the most.
Yeah, Ice
Um.
when he goes down Earth, you
Wait,
can
oh, it does a double
time.
hit. Okay,
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
You
that is
you can
nasty, Mr.
you can
Developer.
time you can time it, and when he goes down Earth, you can make the ice spell, do the ice spell, and he goes up, and you get it. freeze at the moment before he punches.
Yeah, yeah. With Ace, it's
There,
fairly simple.
there you go.
There you go. Yeah,
I got it. It,
yeah,
it,
and
it takes super long, which is cool. But if I just miss it once, I lose half my HP.
yeah, you gotta be very careful.
Oof, that was
Well,
close.
actually, we talked about this because these are optional bosses, and this is where the
Oh.
difficulty gets a little bit tighter, because we can actually do whatever we want, and it's not gonna stop you from completing the game. So if we wanted to have a more difficult boss or area, or puzzle, for example, we made sure not to block the main path too much with those kind of stuff, just in case, right? Not to frustrate people. It's really hard for you, right, to play a game and talk at the same time. I imagine you're very good though.
I'm, you ruined it. You just jinxed it.
Yeah, I jinxed it.
Yeah, it goes to multitasking. I was super hard
Yeah,
to
it's
focus.
it's super hard. Yeah, yeah. We,
Yeah,
we
but
tried. We had to make a stream at one time for a Steam Next Fest, and it's super hard. People don't realize how hard it is to talk and ask question and actually play the game. Uh,
Yeah.
to concentrate on two things
yeah,
at the
and
same
also
time.
think about the next question or stuff like
Right.
that. But you said this was optional, so can I go around it, or in the demo it's?
Yeah. No, no, no.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, you can go around. Actually, you missed one secret in the way to the monster. You can go, no, no, go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the beginning. Go back, go back. Keep do it.
I don't know.
And no, no, go back, go back.
still like keep
No,
going.
no, yeah, yeah, keep going to the left,
The left.
to the
Okay.
left. Yeah, 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 to
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
left. And go down there.
Yeah.
The will break. Yeah, to the left. There it is.
To the left. Oh, to the
Yeah,
left. Oh, I remember this room. Okay, so let's do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You discovered this before?
Yes, I need to have 5K.
Oh, you're like in the, I don't know, top 2% of people that actually got this secret.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
it's super hidden. Actually, we tried in this new version of the demo. We tried to add some other hints, and we got a little rat that kind of guides you, but most people still
Oh,
don't see
visual
it.
cues. That's
Yeah,
well thought. Well, I was just
yeah.
looking for ducks, for rubber ducks. You have a lot of mini
Oh,
games like this?
no, we wanted to, but it's not that easy to do actually. This was super easy because Banky had designed one pretty similar to this one on a jam, and I just
Oh, copy
copied the
paste.
design, the entire thing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this was programmed in a day. But sometimes you think like, oh, okay, I can do this in 1 day or 2 days, but then you have to think about music and the VFX and art, and it's no longer 1 day; it's like a week.
Exactly.
And yeah,
Each day is extra 10 rubber ducks that you could have had in the.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I think it's a very neat find because it gives you that sense of, okay, I found this secret, now I got rewarded for it.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. We wanted to do that actually. If you are exploring something, well, then you get rewarded with gameplay, and we believe that's the one of the best rewards you can get from a video game, right? Because you get more time, more like value for your money.
Yeah,
Um,
and because when you follow the main story, you know everybody is probably going to see the same. Oh, I didn't have any
No,
mana. I
and
was
you
you
so
was
man, yeah,
so
close.
close.
I
so
want to
close.
see
Yeah.
that. This is going to be boring for the audience, but I want to show the reward. I was playing too conservative with the mana balls, and I forgot to actually catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and you actually get the points when you pick up the bubbles.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You got
the
over 5K.
yeah. If I had just picked them up, I would have beat it.
Yeah.
Does the difficulty increase with the score or with time?
No, the score. Yeah,
Or
definitely.
so if
Um,
I leave them here, it's easier.
yeah, but you
But then
ran out
I need
pretty
the S.
quickly. Yeah, it's all tied together.
As I
Um,
very aptly demonstrated in the last run.
yeah, exactly.
Totally
That
intended.
this same thing happened to us in that stream that I was talking about. Banky was playing, and I think you missed it by like 200 points, and we were like,
Yeah.
okay, just let's continue. It was like a mystery for the viewers. Yeah, go check it out yourself. I
Okay,
don't even
so
remember what duck is over there.
if I lose before the 5K, it's because you asked me to.
Right. Yeah, you're excused.
This seems oddly familiar with some game called Bubble Bobble. Were you fans of old
Right.
school old school
Um,
games, arcades?
I never played it, at least not when I was a kid. This art comes from Ruben, and as you can tell, he's older than us, much older, I may add. And yeah, he's like above 40. He's dying already. And oh, you got it.
Hey, you
Yeah,
made it.
And yeah, he came up with that one and the evil wizard with a twist, that kind of like a baby wizard. And the thunder
Thunder
duck.
Duck.
Yeah,
We had to show
Ruben
the
is a
Thunder
fan.
Duck.
Yeah.
Which is also a good way to let you implement your personal preferences and your taste into the game. You have a very good excuse. You have the fourth wall breaking. You have the ducks. So you
Yeah.
must have been. It's your job and it's the way you're expecting to get your income. But it probably was also a very fun experience with everybody, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. Um, well, talking about that, most people that go through this corridor, there's a flag of one of the local football teams here that Ruben is a fan, and most people, like half of the country, are happy with it, and half aren't. That one, this one, exactly, yeah. That's
I
called
thought it was just
Peñarol.
a sideways U.S. flag with a yellow tint.
No, no,
No,
that's
no.
like a reskin of the actual flag. But yeah, we try to implement everything. Like everything goes. That was the idea. We can just do whatever we want, and try to make it look okay at least.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's
yeah,
super cool because you always keep. Usually with these games, you're after some time you stop paying attention to your surroundings because it's a lot of reused assets, a lot of sprites that repeat themselves. But here you want to keep paying attention because like there's so much random stuff. There's so much attention paid to detail, which is amazing. I might add.
yeah. Props to Ruben. Yeah, Ruben is that kind of artist. There's like everything must have a like a thing, something to pop out your eye, or if you look at it, you'll find tiny things that grab your attention, like the Pokeball over there.
Yeah,
Um,
we went crazy with
I
the
wouldn't
Easter
have
egg.
seen it if you didn't
yeah,
mention it. Like
yeah,
I need to like play through the game again with you. Like
yeah,
it's like when you watch those movies with the producer's commentary behind it.
Yeah.
right,
You miss 90% of the small stuff over here, which just goes
yeah.
to show how much passion is put into the art and the environment.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
There's
Ruben,
people in the
yeah.
audience complimenting the animation sequences too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pablo again, amazing with that. He's a he's kind of like a star. The one thing that we actually needed and didn't really know that we needed him so much, because with him, well, the example that Banky gave with the dungeon monster, but you just say, hey, this is a dungeon monster, go crazy, and he just invents whatever he comes to his mind. He knows exactly what kind of humor we went to, and he just started printing heroes and animations, and death. The death animations are amazing in the game. By far, those are my favorites, and a lot of funny stuff that he just came up with on a whim. It's unbelievable when you click like that with an
Yeah,
artist, right, or a composer or something like that.
and
Yeah,
you also have the extra challenge of you're coming up with good guys that are the bad guys per se. So it must have
yeah,
been a really cool challenge for an artist.
yeah, exactly. Well, one of the things we referenced is The Boys. You know, the series, the TV series, The
Yes, it,
Boys. Yeah,
yeah,
those guys play with that concept as well.
yeah. The TV show is very good too. If you're over, I think 16, you should check it out in Amazon.
Yeah, over 16, exactly. Yeah.
um,
Um, so yeah, that's a good premise, like philosophy. Like nobody's perfect. Everyone has it's the good side and the bad side, and we try to play with that as well. This one here is Helga. She's the first boss, and you can have a sense of the story. In the demo, it's kind of like feels a bit short because you're missing a little bit of context, but you can see clearly she's an alcoholic, for example, and so she also has a bad side, even though she's a hero, and yeah, we try to put that into the narrative as well for each boss.
Yeah, and talking about the heroes, we try to reference a hero from actual video games, and
Mm,
this one it was is a China reference from
yeah,
Warcraft.
oh, nice. It's like I
Yeah,
was thinking about Dota 2 because it's based on Warcraft, which also has a similar
yeah. Well,
sorcerer. She's the Crystal Maiden, which is real lie, I think, in Warcraft. I don't know. I only
um,
played Warcraft
I
3,
don't
not
remember.
WoW. So I imagine I need fire for this process.
yeah,
Yeah, we have other bosses like I don't know if I should spoil it, but the other bosses are reference of many other characters too.
yeah.
If there's one thing that I could not critique but add is that the right mouse slot is a lot easier to use than the Q slot because you're using those fingers to move. So you can
Move,
also
yeah,
choose your inventory slots based on that. I always put the spell that I like the most in the right. So I should switch now, basically.
yeah. I usually use
Oh,
the right.
I can have fire twice. Oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use that to have less cooldown.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I should have probably dodged that in some way. But this is cool. I haven't like realized that, and how do I dodge this? I need to hit or no?
You can actually dodge it during
With
the
timing.
telegraph.
Okay.
When yeah, exactly. And also there's like a secret thing that some people figured out. If you cast a thunderbolt, you get invulnerable, so the attack won't hit you.
Oh, say that
If
again. Sorry, I was reading
yeah,
the.
if you no, if you cast the thunderbolt, the thunder spell,
Okay.
you get invulnerable for the duration of the
Oh, it
spell.
has
So if
invincibility
they hit you
frames.
there, yeah, it won't hit you. And you also have a health rock over there at the top right.
Yeah, I
Um,
died trying to use it.
okay, yeah.
It was more like a bait.
But you're doing great so far.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for the motivation.
yeah.
Do I have electricity in this room, or should I brought it from?
Uh, no, I don't think you have.
Yeah,
Um, but oh, you're halfway there.
Yeah. Um, if you had to give any advice to other indie developers starting now, what would it be? The most important thing?
Oh, Banky, you have that question better
yeah.
than me,
Well,
right?
uh,
You're used to it.
to other in the development, I mean, good love with what you do, no matter if a share sells well or it doesn't. if you do a game about something you love, I'm sure there's many people in the world that will love it too.
Uh,
No,
Yeah.
no, don't guide yourself by the sales, by the sales.
That's
Hmm.
that's really well put. I don't think we'll have time for me to finish the boss. I'd do it on the third try for sure, but let's not spoil the death animation to the audience.
Exactly. Yeah.
How long does the demo end after this boss, or is there more content?
No, this is all. You just checked all the boxes. The optional boss. Well, you didn't beat the optional boss actually. If you do, you get a reward that affects the gameplay a little bit, and it makes it easier for players to beat the actual boss, the final one.
Okay, so we'll leave it
Yeah,
to the players to find out what happens when you beat either of the bosses. You can
yeah.
download the demo right now, right? Like
On
and play,
Steam. Yeah,
and you can do it now because IndieX is over for the day. If it was any other stream of the day, you need to wait for the 9 o'clock here in Portugal. Um,
yeah.
and thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot for sending Evil Wizard. The game looks amazing, feels amazing to play, as the audience will find out in the demo. Is there an expected release date?
Um, I think we can hit right like quarter one next year, something like that. I hope I'm not touching the NDA there, but
So
what the
is
hell?
this
It's IndieX, right? It's the place to do it. Yeah,
yes? Is this the first time it is publicly announced the expected date?
it is actually. Yeah, you
Yeah,
you,
I
you
believe, yeah.
yeah, you
Okay,
got it.
awesome.
Yeah,
So IndieX has another exclusive public info. So
yeah,
awesome,
exactly.
thanks. Any
Yeah.
final words to the audience and
Oh no, I mean thank you. Actually, you guys are amazing. Thank you for having us, and it was super fun. And I know how challenging it is to play and talk at the same time. You're awesome at it. So thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
it's kind of hard to balance everything together. But as the game is very fluid, you can go into the zone and play while you focus on the conversation. So
Right.
thanks a lot again, Diego and Gonzalo. Good luck with the awards ceremony. Let's see if something comes up for the Evil Wizard. It depends on the will of the judges. So
Okay. Awesome.
thank you and bye.
Awesome. Thank you. Goodbye,
Bye bye.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.